Gregg Popovich retired. Well,
I mean,
Gregg Popovich is no longer coaching the
Yes.
San Antonio Spurs.
moving into a senior advisory role, and this was already coming very, very, very likely. The Spurs kept it under wraps for a long time, but when he had a stroke
In November.
in November, in the NBA we kind of knew, but you let them handle that kind of thing because it's very serious. And Mitch Johnson, the interim coach, was very, very, very likely going to get the job if Pop decided to step aside at the end of the season. But 3 weeks ago now, he had a mini stroke, and that's it. And
and I think even at the time, there was not a lot of optimism that he was going to be able to return because after his mild stroke, he was in a care facility for a very long time.
Yeah, and I don't want to get into too much of it, but Pop lost his wife, 2 years ago, 18 months now, and it's when you get to that age and you lose your partner and stuff starts happening, it
deteriorate a little bit more quickly.
Yeah, and it's unfortunately a sign of things to come. And look, I love Pop. I've been in dozens of Pop press conferences, and he's truly one of the best to ever do it. And I wish him nothing but the best. And the game's going to be worse off without him.
Yeah, it seems to everybody that he is a jerk and that he doesn't get it. There is no man who gets it more. Than Gregg Popovich because. And I've told this story before, but when they played the Blazers played the Spurs in the playoffs, I was covering Spurs shoot-arounds in their locker room. Pop is yucking it up and making jokes and having conversations with the media until the very first camera light or recorder gets brought out.
Yep.
And then the Pop that everybody sees on TV,
switch.
He turns to that person.
Look, when Pop comes to Portland on road trips, he has a vineyard just down the street from where I live, and he makes an effort to go to the vineyard and grabs crates of wine to deliver to the Blazers.
Yeah,
like it's just that's a very subtle thing that he does, but like he does that kind of stuff. Like everyone loves Pop. Like when you hear the biggest hard asses in the NBA that have ever played for him, like Steven Jackson. Somebody says a sideways word about Pop, he'll tear your head off.
Yeah.
Like Pop is one of one.
Interesting dude, but also really damn good basketball coach and created dynasties, and they got very lucky.
Mm-hmm.
But and look, it wasn't just one iteration of it, though.
God, no.
He kept doing it over and
4
over
different
again.
versions.
And you got to get really lucky to do it. And he was looking for another one since he had Wemby.
Mm-hmm.
But he's unable to finish that thing off. His other legacy, though, is not championships and coaching star players. That dude's coaching tree is insanity. And it's not just a coaching tree because we forget Pop went from the front office to the sidelines. And his front office his front office tree is just as big as his coaching tree. Kevin Pritchard came from the Pop tree.
That's where the Blazers got him from.
And Steve Kerr falls into that. Like so many coaches that I was reading something that said that Gregg Popovich is responsible for 23 head coaches in the NBA and WNBA.
Because Becky Hammond.
50 NBA assistants or head coaches in the collegiate, international, or G League levels. So 50 NBA assistants that he ended up, they parlay into head coaching jobs. And then 18 more assistants that left his coaching tree to go and be assistants elsewhere.
Like here's just a handful of names.
Think of that really quick, though. That is 91. Just ballparking 91 that he's turned out in his career.
Yeah. And that doesn't account for the players that he coached that have gone on to coach.
Yeah.
Like that's it gets crazy. Like here are some of the names, okay? Ime Udoka, Becky Hammond, Sean Marks talking about GMs. I mean, you can say what you want about Brooklyn. They've made multiple star swings.
Yep.
Will Hardy, Jim Boylan, Jacques Vaughn, PJ Carlissimo, Mike Budenholzer. Like you just kind of go down the list. Like that's multiple title winning coaches.
Yep. Yeah.
That's nuts.
It's crazy.
That's just a little snippet of coaches that he's.
Yeah, and Kerr's in there.
Yeah.
Damon Stoudemire is in there, who coached with Pop for a hot minute.
Who's now the head coach at Georgia Tech.
There's a lot of guys that his imprint was on, and he was there for so long.
Yeah, he took over as
long.
head coach after before the Duncan. No, yeah, before the Duncan draft is when he took over.
Yeah, 96, right?
Yeah.
And then I believe Terry Porter was also not only a player but an assistant before he became a head coach on Pop's staff. So yeah, a lot of guys.
Question for you: Do you know now the longest tenured head coaches in professional sport?
Ooh, in professional sports,
Like the NBA or all of them?
Any sport,
Tomlin?
professional sport. Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
He is number 1, 18 years.
It drops off very quickly in the NBA. I know that.
Spo's got to be up there, right? Close to Tomlin.
He is tied for second at 17.
Mike Malone was at year 10, and he got fired.
I'll tell you what, the top 10 in all sports, so you're talking MLB, NBA, NHL, NFL.
MLB is turned
your
over
big four
managers like crazy.
Yeah.
The number 10 is only 9 seasons.
Yeah, as I'm saying, there's been a lot of the long tenured guys.
Jared Bednar of the Avalanche.
Oh God,
like Dave
has
Roberts,
he been there that long?
9 years.
Dave
Holy
Roberts
crap.
has only been in LA for like 10, 11 years. I mean, there's just not many
He is
guys.
tied for 8th with Brian Snitker, which is another surprising
That's
one for
weird.
me in Atlanta. Brian Snitker's been in Atlanta for 10 years. He and Dave Roberts are tied for 8th. And this one seems like he's been there way longer than those guys have, but it's only 1 year. Steve Kerr is 6th with 11 seasons.
Yeah.
Kevin Nash in Tampa also at 11. Then you have Andy Reid and John Cooper of the Tampa Bay Lightning. They are both at 12 seasons. Spoelstra and John Harbaugh at 17 seasons.
Let's
It's
forget
crazy
about
that
Harbaugh.
John has been there for 17 years.
Yep.
I don't think of it as being that long.
Nope.
No. Yeah,
He's
been there
won
for a
2
long
Super
time.
Bowls with 2 different regimes. Like, you
Yeah.
forget that.
So that just shows you how.
And Tomlin's an 18.
18 years. Yeah. And Pop was damn near 30
Yeah.
years.
As the head coach, that doesn't count for also the GM time.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see if this list, because coaching kind of goes in waves and cycles, where the old guys filter out and then a young crop comes in. But how long are some of these guys going to stick around? Because we're already hearing about Sean McVay. Sean McVay's not even 40 yet.
No.
And it's like he just may retire and say,
I'm good.
I made really good money coaching, and I'll make even better money
As an analyst.
doing TV stuff. Like, why would I keep
and
on
I
doing
and I
the
don't have to
grind?
go and grind.
And teams are shorter leashes and firing guys. It's going to be interesting to see how this list evolves over the years, because Kerr is at 6th on this list. Do we think that he's going to be coaching into his 70s?
God, no.
Because I don't think he will.
No.
I mean, I just don't see that happening for him.
I could very easily see him hanging it up as soon as Steph does.
The guy that I could see, and this is like with one team, right?
Yeah.
Longest tenured with one team. The one guy that I could see outside of Tomlin, who's only got 2 more to go, is John Harbaugh sticking around, because we're already hearing about Spoelstra at 17 years. Like, there's a lot of smoke in Miami that Spo may not be long for that job,
There's plenty of stuff going on down there.
which is crazy.
There were rumors he was going to take over in San Antonio, which obviously didn't come to fruition.
Well, and with Reed's getting older. With there's been plenty of news and smoke around him doing 1 or 2 more years and hanging up.
Yeah, it's wild, dude. It's wild.
Look, you have the new era in the NBA with the players, but you also have it with the coaches. Like, it's very much it's, number one. We've talked about this in college. It's becoming a younger man's game.
Yeah,
just because of all the stuff that goes along with it. Like, if you look at college basketball, even the legends of the game, the Patinos and the Coach K is obviously gone.
Yeah,
Coach Cal, like, he goes to Arkansas. Like, the guys that have been, and there's been a ton of noise around Bill Self being done at Kansas. The thought was he might go to Texas when that job opened up.
And a lot of these guys are sitting there and they're looking at it with their boosters and saying, dude, I don't need to deal with you.
Yeah.
Look at my resume, and that used to be good enough, but it's not
It's
anymore.
what have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
Or yesterday.
Well, Gregg Popovich, no longer coaching. Look, thoughts are with Pop, because he may be a surly old son of a bee when he's doing his interviews, but he's a good dude and a damn fine coach. Going to be missed on the sidelines for San Antonio. Mitch Johnson, who took over for Pop this year, is the guy who's taken over, and I'm sure he'll do a fine job after they get Cooper Flagg in the lottery.
Jeez. It's worst nightmare over there. No.
Just tell me about it.
Life,
Schultzy,
life ain't fair, right?
tell me about it.